Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Compensation Insider. Today, I'd like to just expand on a comment that I made on a poll that was posted at the end of, I think it was March, by my colleague Nishit Patak. He organized this poll on LinkedIn saying, just as we close out the appraisal season or prepare for it in Q2 in some companies, what is your preference as an employee? So there were four choices: no appraisal, leave me alone. Three choices, sorry. Then the second one was, I want feedback, but I don't want rating. And the third one, give me a clear rating. And it turned out that 45% of the answers was people wanting feedback but no rating, and the other 45% was people wanting a rating but not necessarily feedback. And for me, I made a comment actually that I want regular feedback and a clear rating, because in my opinion, they don't serve the same purpose. And we have seen a lot in terms of performance management in the last few years, saying that the performance rating is outdating. What is it that we're doing with those performance appraisals? Employees don't like it, managers don't like it, it's a waste of time, we should give feedback on an ongoing basis. And I fully agree with that. Feedback on an ongoing basis is excellent for growth, for development of the employees. And so it's really, really important. And it also helps to keep the manager appraised of what's going on, in the employee's professional life, and how the manager can give them support, resources, or anything that they need in order to be successful. So this is really important. But we are human beings, and as human beings, we are also governed by a certain number of things, and including subconscious behaviors. And as human beings, we always try to rationalize and understand the world around us. So we categorize, we compare all day long. And the thing with feedback on an ongoing basis is that it's centered on the me only. So it's like, what am I doing right? What am I doing that I could improve? How can I improve? And so on. But a rating is a quick way of understanding me versus others. How do I compare to others? How do I compare to the expectations with respect to my job? So it's not just an absolute feedback in terms of what I'm doing good or not so good, but it's like, how am I doing compared to the expectations and to others? And that helps to satisfy a need that we have to understand our own position in a group, and especially if that group has value to us. And of course, the group has value to us because our coworkers are the people that we see every day, in the office. I mean, before COVID, but obviously, so it's really important, I think, to provide both. And from an HR point of view, so I'm going to say as well, so many talent management and compensation and reward processes are tied to some kind of rating or ranking that it's very, very difficult if we don't have them. If you think about it, eligibility for promotion is tied to a performance rating in many cases. The amount of salary increase that we receive is often driven partially by our performance rating, as well as how we are paid compared to our peers. The bonus or the incentive payment that we may receive often has an individual component, which is most of the time tied with our performance rating as a proxy for the overall performance. So without that, without all those elements, how do we handle the situation? So I think it's not a question of it's either one or the other. I think it's both. And Nishit responded once he got the results, and he said, yeah, and actually, and I agreed with him, it could be that you give a choice to the employees. So like you give feedback on a regular basis, and then you give a choice for the employee if they want to know their rating or not, but you still proceed with the rating, maybe behind the scenes. You make it as transparent as possible, but for those who are not interested to know their rating, then don't give it and give just the continuous feedback. And for those employees who are interested in knowing both, give both to them, because those are going to drive other decisions in the organization, and people deserve to know if they want to know. So I think this is a good way. So this is what I wanted to highlight today, how the evolution of how we approach performance appraisals and performance management is important, but shouldn't be necessarily like, let's give up everything that was done in the past because it's all bad and terrible and awful, but more like, let's evolve the system and incorporate the good from the new and keep what is needed from the old, but maybe taking away that awful, dreaded year-end performance appraisal discussion that takes place once a year and lasts for an hour or an hour and a half, and that both the manager and the employees hate. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening. And if you have some point of view, please do share in the comments. And I hope to see you next week in the next episode of Compensation Insider. Thank you. Bye-bye.